Well, guys, Dota 2 does not rest for us. It does not rest for you guys, nor does it for Kaipi or Cascade. They're at it again here in the second game of their two-game series. It's not a best of three, but they do play two games in the group stage. They're here in Group A. Kaipi, despite everything being stacked against them, is still undefeated after a hell of a Game 1, Lumi.
Yeah, well, I don't want to sing too much of Kaipi's praises because if they don't go undefeated in this group, I don't think they will be happy for themselves. They're doing really well lately, but they really want to come out of Group A undefeated, and that was too scary for them. Now, the big thing that we have to remember ourselves is that Kaipi lost the laning stage very, very badly.
Kaipi won the laning stage.
Well, they got
The
farmed.
CS.
They got farmed, and then eventually got...
Alchemist had 55, 60 CS when all three of Kaipi's carries
had
had
like
100 plus.
But they got ganked all day. And we asked ourselves, going back to the draft, was the draft bad? It wasn't.
I think it was the laning.
The laning.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too impressive. So I think Cascade, very important for them, is they have to win the laning stage. Find a way to do it. And we could go actually get into the draft as Abaddon getting banned out by Kaipi, showing a little bit of respect after Judo's play last game.
Yeah, it's one of those things you don't often notice the hero's impact in a fight, which is where we sort of maybe talk about it not being as scary or a hero worthy of that really high top pick. But he would keep heroes alive when they shouldn't have been. He only got one or two aphotic shields off on lassoed targets, but that's because as soon as they got lassoed, Staff was there, as was the Mask of Madness, Bone 7 Batrider. So he never really had a chance, unless he went something like a Blink Dagger. But even then, if you're in Firefly, you're not blinking. So
I mean, he's one of those heroes that you say, oh, he's going to cast 2 Mist Coil, maybe 2 Aphotic Shield, and the target still dies because there's so much damage output from Kaipi. But at the same time, it's because Kaipi focused so much damage on that one particular hero that it allows the rest of your team to do more work.
So the way of dealing with Abaddon is that you've got to focus fire really well. You've got to accept the fact that heroes can be healed up once or twice, but if you can out-damage the heals, the Aphotic Shield, then you kill them regardless.
Right, so... Well, let's go actually back into the draft. Visage and Shadow Fiend here for Kaipi. Meanwhile, we have Cascade, PM, Naga, Siren, and Darkseer. So it seems like they're going to go for a lot more team fight-oriented lineup. And we just saw the mid-game coordination of Cascade that they can pull it off. But again, for me, laning stage is the most important thing. Can they beat Kaipi in the lanes?
Well, we'll have to wait and see here. I think it's something with the Darkseer and Naga Siren pick. They're at least looking to make sure they have fairly stable standard lanes. The Darkseer is strong off-laner on his own merit, but Naga Siren alone isn't going to win you a trial. You need to combine that with some powerful range supports. Often you'll see sort of the Visage Naga Siren being put up together, but there's a Visage on Kaipi's side. I kind of joked with Curtis Ling. I feel like this guy's happy to play support just because it means he gets to play this hero. He absolutely loves Visage.
Yeah, I guess he is.
It's his favorite hero, I'm pretty sure.
How much of a cruel and unusual punishment if Envy says, alright, Palette, you're playing the Visage.
After AUS performance last game, I mean, come on, he's earned a Visage game.
Alright, Disruptor coming out here. I'm not sure what...
Doesn't directly sort of counter Kaipi, but it's still a strong support here in its own merit. Not a strong laning support, though, so Cascade, even if they go just standard defensive trialing, we've seen Kaipi go offensive trialing so many times, but I think they know that it's not going to happen with an SF being picked up, unless they do safe lane SF and then offensive trialing with Visage plus whatever they want.
Right, I mean, I'm looking at any of these Disruptor spells, and I'm just like, why do you pick this hero? What is causing Cascade to pick it? I don't know, is this just big AoE wombo combo, where you have your Vacuum, Disruptor Silence on top, your Naga Sleep to set everything up, and then call down to follow through? Is that the idea? I
don't think there's an easy answer for you as to like why they prioritize Disruptor over other supports. We'll have to see how they played and how it fits into their line. We're going to be seeing Gyrocopter, most likely the Dota Store carry of choice, and Enigma picked up. So this is kind of like a Pile Die jungle hero potentially, although AUI often plays the Chen Enigma, so does he even not get his Visage? He's going to be a sad camper.
He's like, alright, Palette, you just go AFK a game. I'll just micro everything. I could do that. I'm Asian.
Yeah, at least let me use the familiars. You use the hero, but give me the familiars.
Yeah.
Kunkka last ban.
Respect ban. So they're expecting Kaipi to play Shadow Fiend on the safe lane, which that's how Envy has picked it and played it for the last couple of matches. So that makes sense.
There's still your Sing Sing Puck in the pool, if they want to go that way. But I'm curious as to how they even lane the Enigma. We see every now and then Enigma played as a solo mid in very obscure cases.
Doesn't seem very much like a Sing Sing hero, though.
Probably not, no. Clockwork could be Sing Sing's hero, though, in the mid lane.
No, not away from Bone 7. Like, if there is a Batrider picked, and if there's a Clockwork pick, you look to no other player on the team. Not to say that it can't play those heroes, just Bone 7. Have you seen his last game? Clockwork is very similar for him, for that hero. So, we'll see. Of course, right after the draft, they just have Sing Sing on Clock, and I just Not saying anything
I'm
for
not
the
going
rest.
to argue with you now, but be prepared.
You'll argue with me when they.
Should it happen, I'm going to suddenly be like, so Lumi,
Yeah,
what happened? You're 100% confirmed on this.
I am 100% confirmed. Just like I am on EG's roster, which I cannot say.
Slaughter.
Whoa!
Oh man, Cascade is like my new favorite team. For a while, that like back when the old Rock's Kiss lineup came out, they were like up there because they did the Boots of Travel Beastmaster,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I loved. Now it's Cascade. Cascade have replaced that little spot in my heart which Rock's Kiss used to fill. Cascade, I don't know, they're doing different stuff, and
Here comes a troll.
yeah,
warlord.
that's your Sing Sing solo mid hero. So no Kunkka for him. Will be the Troll Warlord instead.
And
It's going to be 1v1 against the Slaughter too.
it's show me mid on the Slaughter.
Chomi's been really solid on that mid lane. This guy, he doesn't really stand out often, but he plays that lane really well and is a solid performer there, often with a disadvantageous matchup, like last game, where he was playing a Nyx Assassin against the Queen of Pain.
And it doesn't seem like there's too much kind of insane combo going on, but all they really need is a Blink Dagger, Slaughter running in, and then your Bingham vacuum. That's all they care about.
Sing SF, or are they going to swap things around here? Not going to take this yet, but often you see those little swaps happen. I think
It makes more sense to have Troll mid.
You don't want to do Troll if you're doing him as a farmer is generally played in an actual tri-lane, but you've got an Enigma jungle.
Yeah,
so
they swap it back.
yeah, no surprises there. That's
Prepare for
what you'd
battle.
expect. An AUI, there's no swapping for him. He doesn't get his visage.
What?
Oh, how upset is he going to be?
Oh, I'm gonna message him after this game. So about that visage.
Yeah. Swap role to support just to get to play visage and
Don't get to play visage. Bingham?
Summer, please.
Is Bingham playing the off lane here, or is he
He's
gonna
normally
just...
the Darks. He's on Darks. Yeah.
Is he going to go jungle? Is my
He's
question.
abandoning. It looks like, at least right now. This is actually another big thing as far as the lanes went last year. If they didn't scout out the fact there was an offensive tri lane, Bingham loses his lane a lot harder than he did.
Bingham
because-
won his lane against
Yeah,
Bad,
I'd say he won his lane, and that's
Yeah.
actually the one part which Kaipi will look at and say, how bad did Bone 7 get outplayed in the laning stage? He wasted 2 lassos, I think, going for a kill and not getting them.
I think
And
one.
He
I'm not sure.
he wasted 1 lasso and 1
It
dive.
was a lasso and a haste rune too. It wasn't just a lasso.
One time he dived in without lasso, thinking he'd get the kill, and realized he couldn't. So he got fairly, I'd say, someone outplayed or at least baited in and wasted a lot of HP and mana and time.
Was it outplay, or is that matchup actually not too bad for Doom? I thought it was a poor matchup, but you get a magic
terrible.
stick, you get Scourge Earth, and you're not dying. So
I think it was just trying to force the issue too much to get kills when he could have just managed to just completely out-farm Doom. And if Doom goes in for farm, that's when you go in. But he tried to dive past the creep wave for kills. But
Well,
but imagine if Doom if they don't scout the lane. Doom was going to start off in the jungle, but as soon as they see trailing bottom, he got to the first creep wave without losing anything. So definitely helped him out a lot.
yeah, that game is past us. So let's see if we're gonna see. When's the last time I saw a solo mid Slaughter? I think it was a Chinese team playing against a Pinoy team.
I would say Mineski were actually the first
They
team
love-
to
yeah.
do this. They
Yeah.
did this at SMM back in Dota 1 when they beat LGD China.
Yeah, I think that was the game where
And then
they bought a crow and out laned a Pugna. Pugna was blasting away, and I think the solo
Slaughter-
mid from Mineski was like, yeah,
That was,
Monocro.
it was Jay. It was Bimbo winning that solo mid
Man.
Slaughter matchup.
How
But
do we remember these stuff?
After that, the Chinese started running solo mid Slaughter. I think I'm
And
trying
it
to-
did not work for them.
not very well.
Not
I think
very
they've used it maybe once or twice. Maybe no, I don't think they've used it in Dota 2 because Bottle Crow. Well, you do see Bottle Crow, but not the double.
There is
courier.
a double damage up, but they went for the Thunderstrike. I think if they had Glimpse available, maybe you could glimpse it back to a Slaughter stun and right clicks away, but
This is just anything to help zone Sing Sing out of the lane from the get-go.
and they are definitely zoning him out.
He's actually going to throw a stun here.
Obi-Wan just stands there and be like, hey, I'm here. And Sing Sing says, I see you're there.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, Slaughter actually not getting as much CS as he could have off that first creep wave, considering Disruptor was there, but he's going to be okay-ish against Troll Waller. The problem is he's going to have to maybe use his stun to farm every now and then because the blind from those axes is just painful.
That's fine. I imagine he's going to be bottle crawling away as well, and Sing Sing will be doing so as well. So it should be a fairly even farming matchup base. Chomi's going to be looking for his Blink Dagger first and foremost. That's going to be where all of his kills going to come through. And looking at the top lane, I don't think we actually had time to introduce our players. Bone 7 on the clock, we're playing against Dota Stock on the Gyro. Obi-Wan's going to be on the Disruptor, and a little bit deeper in the jungle, we're going to see Judo playing on the support Naga. He's getting a ton of experience as an offlaner.
As far as when you talked about the Disruptor, this hero actually does okay-ish against Clockwork because you can
You okay?
glimpse
You
him.
send him back?
Well, you can in the laning stage. If you normally when you try going to Clockwork, he cogs and you can't kill him. But if you glimpse him as he's running and he cogs, you glimpse him out of his own cog.
Ah.
Could you actually kill him?
And
Maybe
use his own cog against him?
Yeah, it's a very niche scenario, but I feel it's one of those. I don't think they directly picked Disruptor for that reason, but
We'll see it if it happens this game. Bone 7 was just standing there tanking some hits just to get off the clock and prevent the tunnel through of these camp, and he is going to be successful.
yep. More stacks happening though. Disruptor trying to get this third neutral stack here at the top lane. Doesn't succeed in doing so though.
Envy's just dying to creeps. He's nobody's in his lane. He's just tanking him and getting very close to dying, but he should be okay now.
Yeah. Well, as a result of some of these pulls here, but he's up to 8 and 3 CS, so not perfect CS. He's missed 3 of 12. Is that,
Really?
Yeah, he's missed 3 of 12.
Okay.
Got Tranquil Boots now. I guess the early last hits are always difficult when you don't have your initial souls. And it looks like he was farming a bit under his own tower.
Okay.
That's 3 last hits.
Not too much of a big deal. I mean, he's going to eventually find those last hits.
Yep.
Show
Dodo
him-
Sock at top lane on Jara. He's farming away.
Yeah, this, I imagine it's going to be a very passive early game with Big Nem farming his own jungle. You're going to see AI 2000 farming his.
We saw that last game, though. I think it was like a good 7 or 8 minutes before there was a kill.
Yeah, I think it was Sing Sing that died to first blood in his own, like the enemy jungle. Like,
Yeah, that 2-for-1 trade when there was already Doom up. The first blood came from a Doom. So, imagine fairly similar story here, unless there's sort of players getting caught out on making mistakes in their lanes, which is what we don't see. That's where Cascade are really impressive to me, is that they don't make these laning stage mistakes and give away kills that shouldn't happen.
Yep. Trading on farm. Do you think he's going to go for... I guess it was going to be a blink first on Show Me. Do you think we're going to see a Treads first? Ooh.
Definitely, it's Bottle Boots Blink, but maybe Treads it somewhere in there. I think you could go for an with this gauntlet. I guess the other small item which you might want to pick up is a Magic Wand.
Okay.
But
Or maybe just a Bracer, just for a little bit of extra HP.
Yep. He's just spamming the Crush as much as possible. He's trying to catch Sing out on it. Sing very aware of this, and the Crushes are mostly just being used to help with the last hitting for Chomi. So, interesting mid lane matchup, and it's Sing Sing with the 18 CS to 13 CS lead, but he does have sort of the advantageous side of this 1v1.
Yeah, the fact that you could go range and melee form anytime you want to harass and then last it with better base damage is really, really helpful. So.
Darkseer's going the Midas build.
Is he actually?
Yeah. Gloves
Taking
the
a
hate.
page out of Bone 7's playbook. That's his Swiss build. He would just go Midas like 10 minutes in. Man. These teams. Ooh, looks like we have a hasted slaughter going into the enemy jungle, and he's going to see him stop AI 2000. AI could just pop a Malefice, although he doesn't have the mana to do so. And they'll back off, and Sing Sing says, alright, you can have all the runes. I'm going to just CS and bottom
Yeah,
flip.
doesn't miss out on too much there. It looks like maybe just a couple CS, and Sing Sing, as we've seen in the past, happy to give away runes just if it means he can control the lane for longer.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower
Popping
is
his,
under attack.
Rolling access to get a couple more CS. Bone 7 getting a decent amount of levels up top, level 3
We'll
and a
get a
half.
stun. Show me though. He's found an Invis rune as well. He waited to use the haste rune for when the rune spawned, so he could get there faster, come back to lane without wasting too much time. And has got his boots, and also picks up a TP scroll, so we could see Chomi actually rotate to one of these other lanes. I say one of these other lanes. It's very unlikely to be bottom because there's no one actually there.
Yeah, he's going to use that TP and then goes into Invis. Probably go look for Bone 7 and then get a kill on him with his allies. Probably once he gets his level 6 as well and he picks up his amplified damage.
He could actually solo kill Envy with an Invis rune at level 6.
You need some bash procs. Well,
You got a sprint. You're good.
sprint, you are taking tower damage, and Envy's got 6 armor, which can be shredded
Well, like
away.
the lanes, depending where the lanes push out to. If you get
Yeah.
a crush, Invis crush, you want to ideally amplify before you crush for the bonus damage. But
Yeah, for those of you guys that haven't seen this
Dire's
hero too much,
bottom
Slaughter,
tower
because he's
is
not picked
under
too often.
attack.
Generally, he's more or less played as a carry role, although he's not very successful as that.
I wish we had those little YouTube videos so we
Yeah.
could show what each of his spells does.
Well,
Dire's
first spell,
bottom
sprint,
tower
but
is
very
under
much so
attack.
like a Mask of Madness would take extra damage for getting to move a little bit quicker.
Oh,
Here
is that
comes.
TP?
That's a little bit aggressive. Envy wants the last of the tower. Where's the amp? No amp just yet. He's going to be using it defensively. The race is going to draw him back, but oh, back he goes, and the tower's going to get denied. 2 TP for a tower deny. Not sure whether that's worth it because the Invisible is also used. We thought he was going to get a kill with
He's
that.
going to sprint and hope for a bottom rune spawn. Unfortunately, luck does not go Chomi's way this time. Sing Sing going to find the haste at top. And first blood is
Ooh.
actually... Cascade find it anyway in their own jungle. They catch up Bone 7 on the clock.
Clockwork went into
Was
the...
it the glimpse out of Colts? Did you
It
see
was
that?
just glimpse. Clockwork
Okay.
went into the jungle to challenge and then glimpsed backward into a straight call down, and Dota got the kill. But guess what? Sing Sing. Right here to strike. Can you get the range form? There's a range form slow. We're going to see the melee access and the right clicks. Look at the explosive power coming out. When you have your whirling access max and you use both the range and melee form, you're hitting for like 400 to 500 magical damage nuke.
It was a bit unlucky for Cascade. If the rune had spawned bottom, they get it on the Slardar. If it spawns top and it's anything except a haste, that kill doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So that's one of those kills where it's 6 minutes, their wards have just expired, they don't know what rune he gets, and the one rune he can get, which will do that, get a kill, on the carry as well as Cascade, happens to come up. So Kaipi are going to be very happy about that.
Yeah, Sing Sing, of course. When playing one of those heroes, guy could explode. I wonder what his first item of choice is being. I don't think it's going to be something like a Shadow Blade, maybe a BKB, but we'll see. Show me, is he going to get initiated? There's going to be a second slow coming in? No, just kind of
Not enough damage up put together. They need the Axis to actually get the Soul Assumption damage up, but not going to be able to get in close enough.
But meanwhile, though, Envy says, you ganked me once, don't really care, going to apply a little bit more pressure on the tier 2 tower. He's got his Ring of Basilius turned on.
Yep.
Yeah, if nobody's going to defend against him, he's going to get tier 2.
This is Envy's way of playing that safe lane solo. He always applies pressure to towers. He's always in a position where you can gank him, but you have to commit 2-3 heroes to actually do so, and it's generally not worth it because KP will get trades in other lanes. They'll push a T1 mid tower with AUI. They'll just get ganked. But it's not a hero that gets picked very often. Once or twice it was picked back when Loader was in CLG. I remember casting Loader playing it in CLG. It was kind of like a Loader carry hero. Not so much anymore, but I'm sure Alliance would pick it if they thought it was viable.
I see RT playing that. It helps him run in. Helps him die too. Back in the mid lane here, we're going to see Bone 7 going right in. Song Siren being used, but it's not helping Dotastog getting the hell out of there. Helping him drop a call down for a little bit extra slow. Vacuum back in here. Can it take a fight? But not against Blaymail from Bone 7 says, come again, baby. Bone 7 going to die as a result, but trading 1-for-1. Not too bad against all of these AoE ultimates. There's a glimpse backwards here. Can we get a stun? Oh my god. That's a 3-man stun.
Could not get it. Yeah, 3-man stun into 1-man black hole. If AUI just walked up half a second sooner, he had the 3-man black hole, and that would have been much more destructive. But even so, they still get 1 kill with it, maybe even more. Envy's showing up. He's going for that BKB, and Slardar gets forced back. Still such a long way away from his BKB. And Kaipi is just getting tower after tower. This is the second last remaining outer tower. Glyph is being popped here, but I still see this going down.
Yeah, a big difference of this game and last game is Cascade had better lanes. They still got LCS, but they were able to do much more in the lanes.
Yeah.
This one, Kaipi just won every single lane, and it's not looking like a game.
Yeah, Kaipi are looking like they can just do anything
Mask
they
of
want.
Madness after Yasha. It's not too bad in Troll Warlord.
It's mostly for the movement speed. He has 522 with Mask of Madness on. He's hasted every time he pops that Mask of Madness.
Yeah. I mean, when you're having such a big lead, hero items like
Slardar can't chase him down.
No, Slardar cannot.
Darkseer you cannot surge chase this guy down. They have to entirely rely on lockdown, which is a Naga Siren and Snare into a Slardar followed up with a Slardar Crush.
They still have a glimpse, so that is somewhat dangerous.
Yep.
The glimpse is 1600 cast range. He can block you and find you. Here we go. The team is smoked up. Are they thinking about even sneaking in Roshan? They do have amplified damage, which is
This is fighting here is going to be so risky without the Song of the Siren. They have got Disruptor ulti as well as a cooldown, but we've already seen the Blade Mail and Clockwork so good at just negating and turning that damage around.
Ooh, actually, did they smoke on top of this Observer Ward? This Eternal Envy Observer Ward that he plays for himself?
I don't think so, but I didn't fully see where they actually smoked from. Looked like Radiant team are kind of hovered and grouped together.
I like the choice of actually deciding to take a team fight, considering the fact that Black Hole is used. So you're saying, hey, they're down a huge ultimate. In fact, if you win a team fight here, you get the Aegis as well. So here we go.
BKBSF.
Oh, but Bone 7's gonna call Dotastog out of here. He's looking for the hook, but he actually goes into the Roshan pit, eating the call down as a result. Here comes Envy. Vacuum on top of the cliff. My god, huge Requiem. That's not gonna hit anything. They're still stuck there. The illusions are hitting them. They have to wait it out.
They've got no TPs. What are the Midnight Pulses? There's no points.
They can't actually.
He's 15 experience away from a Midnight Pulse. He's like, finish off Roshan, guys. I need the experience for Midnight Pulse.
Envy, walk away from AUI. Don't take that. What's going on?
They're getting Roshan though. Sing Sing's like, look, here's some experience. I think he'll get Midnight Pulse.
Oh, the vacuum onto more, but it looks like 2 people have now gone down to the low ground. Exchange of Bone 7 coming back on. Judo trying to fight his way there, but he gets moved down easily. Oh, the Thunderstrike's going to kill Envy. Envy trying to suicide to the... Ooh, suicide?
AUI's finally escaped from the trees, and SF does end up going down. Disruptor killing him off. Now the chase is on. They want Dotastog though. Sing Sing is just too goddamn fast. 522 movement speed. One more right click. He'll get the kill. Show me now. On the run to the high ground, and still no blink. Sing Sing can just chase anything he wants.
Yeah, Sing Sing's gonna go range for him for the slow. Not gonna go in. Very interesting.
This is risky chasing though. Cascade is starting to respawn. Disruptor back in 2 seconds.
They have Song. They could use Song right now to actually basically ensure they get the kills.
Glimpse back. He's got... Oh, that's on the Enigma. I was about to say, if that's on Sing Sing, he's got Aegis, but they'll kill off the Enigma here for sure. He's gonna be left to die. So Cascade get themselves a kill on the Enigma as well as the Shadow Fiend, and well, while they're still quite far behind, it's sort of a nice little showing of life from them.
Yeah, that was, to me, Kaipi playing a little bit too aggressively, diving past the tier 3 towers for 1 or 2 kills that maybe they didn't need. They could have got some tier 3 damage. But being them vacuum on this cliff was legit.
Yeah.
That was an awkward turn in the moment, but Cascade could not really capitalize on it.
Well, Sing Sing's still with the Aegis, not getting used up there. If I imagine he goes back for a BKB here, I mean, you have 522 movement speed. The one thing that'll lock you down and kill you is going to be stuns, nukes, and just general disables. So
at the same time, there's still Bash from Slaughter.
Yep.
There's still Ensnare, but Sing Sing says 1v3 Dota. Let's go. He's going to pop his ultimate. Not going to get the kill with things like Glimpse and Snares. And
this guy just... He's playing manly Dota right now.
I mean, that is what Sing Sing is. Mask of Madness, manly Dota.
We've seen way too many Mask of Madnesses in this 2-game series.
One of them,
two last game, one
and neither of the Mask of Madness are wrong though. Like they're both actually okay.
Yep. Well, show me. Still desperate for that Blink Dagger. I mean, we kind of talked about this. Do you even get treads? I think if he's ahead and farming fine, you get treads. But at this point, Blink Dagger is you need it now. He needed it 2 minutes ago, so. He's not going to stop for treads, probably get those afterwards, but until they have Blink Dagger, I think Cascade will have a real struggle taking a fight.
Yeah, the only time I see Cascade winning team fights now is Vacuum into immediate Blink from Slaughter. That's going to have to catch Envy, and then you drop your ultimate on top. Clockwork Cook's going to miss in here. Obi-Wan says, oh no guys, I need to get out of there. He's going to send Bone 7 back, but there's a Silence being dropped and a Solemn Siren. That's a lot of ultimate being invested, but here comes Slaughter. Can you just drop that stun on top, Kaipi? Call down Vacuum on top, 5-man wall, but the Black Hole's gonna find Chobi. Requiem's gonna come through as well. Judo's caught there as well. That's a double kill just by using all of their ultimates. That could be game. They're out of ults.
It's good from Cascade, but it's just not good enough. They don't have the required follow-up. And we mentioned Slaughter trying to get in there, but he needs that Blink Dagger, or he just needs to take a chance and run in. But even so, the song into Crush is not going to happen when he can just pop the BKB. It's not instant. There's that little interval where you can pop BKB if you're Envy, and he does that with ease. Vacuum Wall, not enough, and it looks like High Ground is going to be breached. Battle Trance is up in 2 seconds. This is going to help them push so much faster.
Oh.
And you can't hold. Darkseid caught out as well. Big Nim is going to take a fall. Big Nim, who's been the star player of this Cascade team at times, is not going to be able to hold this for his team. 18 minutes in, and Kaipi, well, they had a very tough way in Game 1, but Game 2, a little bit easier.
Yeah, we joked about AI not getting to play his Visage, but Pylai Dice Bird Micro has just been on top of it. Multiple 2-3-man stun, and just making sure that his carries are alive, or his supports are even alive. And with things like Battle Trends, we're going to see the Tier 3 tower go down in a flash of seconds.
Yeah, they're, do they even wait for the creep wave here? They've got Eidolons.
They get creeps on the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom creep wave is just going to be ignored. It looks like they're just going to go straight to the high ground here. And pop the Battle Trance, get this tower. It's still no Darkseid as well. Without Darkseid, without Song of the Siren, Jaro can throw a cooldown, but they haven't got BKBs. They haven't got a Blink Dagger on Slaughter. They're just watching Raktus go down. And Cascade, props to them, this may be the end.
Clockwork Cook, Dota Stock's going to get caught out. He melts in the middle of a fiery Soul Assumption. And the Raktus will fall down as well. They actually do manage to get Sing Sing, but
that's probably helped Sing Sing more than it hurt.
He says, thanks for the free mana. He's going right in. Does he have Mask of Madness up? He doesn't. In 1 second, but not going to die just yet. You see Envy just right-click on these Raktus. No mercy this time here. Here we go. Battle Trends. Mask of Madness going to work.
Darkseid's wall is back up. It's only a level 1 wall, even though he's level 11. Would love to get that level 12 point for it, but we're still seeing Sing Sing just go to town on Naga Siren, and now there's a Cogs catching out the Gyrocopter. GG is going to be called. Wall of Replica in the Fountain just to try and stall and slow down Kaipi, but Sama had no mercy this game. He showed a little bit last game, but
I don't think Envy did much this game, to be honest.
I think he did a great... He applied the split push in general. He forced the TPs to come, and the TPs never even caught him out or got kills. He died that one time at mid lane, but in general, I think Envy played really well. I think he did almost, in some ways, I mean, in the 18 minutes here, I feel like he did more than last game in some ways.
Sure. I have to, one thing I have to say is that Battle Trance makes Troll Warlord a possibility of a snowball hero, because we saw earlier nothing happened. He found the haste stream, went up top, got 1 kill, and then it was tier 1 tower, tier 2 tower, roam mid to get a tier 1 tower, and suddenly you are up by 3,000-4,000 gold as a team. Not many other hero could give you that same kind of advantage off of 1 spell. And Troll Warlord Battle Trance can, so insane hero play.
Yeah, he just got way too out of control there. The Slaughter, I feel if he'd done a little bit better mid lane. Maybe we see a gank come in, get that blink dagger. If he got that blink dagger up around that 12, 13 minute mark, they're fine. But
He still doesn't have it at the end of the game.
Kaipi just started snowballing way too early.
Yep.
If they don't start going for kills and towers until he has blink dagger, it's a different story. They can maybe defend. They can at least solo. He can just go and kill Envy on his own, or at least with one other hero. But they would rotate for Envy and not be able to kill him. So.
Right. So this game's gonna put Kaipi at 6-0 in
Yep.
Group A. So
Take
if
a
we
little
could,
look at our groups and see where we stand.
yeah. So they are actually, for sure, mathematically advancing, no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay.
We still haven't figured out how the group stages work, but
They are the first in the group. They are advancing, right?
tournament format unknown. It's a group stage into playoff bracket of some kind. Maybe double elimination, maybe single, maybe triple, maybe.
What is the triple elimination bracket?
Mali actually organized a triple elimination tournament one time. It never ended up being played because of
Thank
various
goodness.
reasons, but not because it was a triple elimination tournament. But here you can see Kaipi undefeated. You play each other, so you have to play 8 games. So they have one more 2-game series. At best, maybe they don't finish first place. Well, at worst, I should say. At best, they go undefeated, which is looking very likely right now. Their last game against
Quantic Flipside. That's a real match.
Cascade was not a real match.
That was a real match too.
Cascade, to me, is a team who show a lot of promise and
No, if that Nyx Assassin got an Orb of Venom game 1, they were winning it. Show me. We gotta have a little talk.
I feel there's just no real obvious weak links in this Cascade lineup. They play smart Dota. This game they just got a bit outclassed. Maybe I feel like ultimately the draft led to a lot of their downfall. Having the Slardar as well as Disruptor. Disruptor just doesn't have a lot of early game presence. Slardar was a non-factor, so I think they just tried to be a bit too cute with this draft.
I think perhaps Dota stock reminds me of a traditional Chinese carry with his item choice. It's just very, very defensive. Maybe if he goes a little bit more aggressive as his item choice, maybe you lose more games, but you also win some of the games that you can't win.
Okay.
So, I don't know though. I'm just judging from a third player's
Well,
perspective.
that concludes everything from the WePlay Dota 2 tournament tonight, as well as our Beyond the Summit cast. We're going to be back tomorrow night. Cena Cup comes back. We have at 3 a.m. Pacific time, whatever time we're at.
LGD.
IG versus LGD, and then the loser of that will verse Tong Fu.
Yes.
I want to see an IG Tong Fu grudge match. That could be something. But that's your Chinese juggernauts in action, so definitely looking forward to that. Wait, is it Tong Fu or Vici Gaming? Who won between them?
I think Tong Fu.
Yeah, I think Tong Fu won. I remember that now.
Yeah.
Vici Gaming won game 1 and then lost the next 2 games. Zhou, Burden no more. Or am I getting it backwards? Did ROTK and Super win? No, I think, I remember them losing. Well, you guys can check that on your favorite news sites out there. And then after that, we have more WePlay Dota 2 action. So tomorrow's WePlay matches. I'll take a
And
quick look.
MLG.
Yep, and MLG. So WePlay, we have... I don't know.
We don't know.
I do know. We're going to have one more of the qualifier matches. DTS 2010 up against Aspera at 16 CET. That's going to be followed by Mal's Quantic Flipside versus Kaipi.
That's a match.
So the match of Group A, the best match is going to be played out. And then we have Virtus Pro against next.kz.
That's not a match. That's
the
not
two
a
most
match.
disappointing teams. It's not confirmed. So actually, the Kaipi Mal's Quantic Flipside match is confirmed. VP next.kz not confirmed.
The other match that's confirmed is Quantic versus Cascade.
Okay.
That's a match.
That could be a fight for second place.
Yes.
And if Cascade gets some points there, suddenly they're looking really good. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm Gods. You can follow me at BTS Gods. Joining me was Luminous, at Luminous Inverse on Twitter. Be sure to show your support. Let us know any of your feedback, and we'll be casting again tomorrow night from 3 a.m. See you guys.